诸位亲爱的网友朋友，还有在场的所有的朋友，大家上午好。
Hello everyone.
借这个非常吉祥、殊胜、佛陀降临的好日子，
This is a very auspicious time
沾佛
period,
光，
as
得到
this
健
is
康，
the birth of
得到
Buddha,
吉祥，
and this is a
得
time
到
for us to
心
receive
想事成。
blessings and
希
for our
望
wishes
所
to
有
be
的有缘的
fulfilled.
朋友呢，都能沾得佛光，
So everyone
得
will
到一
receive that
切美好的事情。
and receive
我刚才在
all
遇佛的
auspicious
时候啊，
blessings.
我突然冒出一个念头，
Suddenly I have this
我就
thought.
想，哎，我怎么遇佛沐浴的佛不是那个庄严无
And I
限
thought,
哈，
why is
魅
it that
力
when I
四
bathe
射，
the
坐在
Buddha,
菩提树
it
下
is
那
not the
位
Buddha that sits below the Bodhi
我怎么
tree?
沐浴的一个儿
Why
童
is
的
it that the Buddhas that I
我们的童
bathe,
子佛，
it's a
这沐浴
toddler,
的这个佛都是儿
it's a
童的
child?
这样的一个
Why is
形
it
象呢？
the statue of
我
a
都是用
child
凡人
Buddha?
的心呐，
I use the
去
heart
揣测
of a
佛所
common
想，
person to think what
我就
exactly
觉
is
得
the
佛
mind
陀在
of
告诉
Buddha.
我，
I think
要
Buddha
想
is
让你的
trying to
孩
tell me
子
that
和我一
if you
样获
want to
得
let
我
your
一样
child
的
to
智
be
慧
like
的话，
me, to receive the same
就要
level
从
of
小培养。
wisdoms, you will have to
我
nurture
也
your
想让
child.
咱们的孩子
So
成
if
才
you want your child
就
to
要
grow
从
up to
小
be a good person,
去培
you
养他，
need to nurture them from
就
a
像培
very
养一
young
棵小
age,
树苗一样，
just like you nurture a
别让它长
small
歪了，
tree.
别
You
让它
want
生
to
病。
make sure that it grow
所
well.
以一棵
You
小
want to
树
make
苗
sure
如
that
此，
it doesn't
一个小朋友呢更是如此。
get
往往
sick.
是一到17、18
So
岁、20几
that
岁
is so much so,
就
especially
不太
for
好纠
kids.
正了。
Because once the
就
kids
像一
grow
棵
up to
树
be
啊，
15 years
如果你
old
希
and
望它
above,
成为一
it
棵
is
树，才
difficult
能长
to
成一棵
change them.
参天大树，
So the
一个笔
question
直的
is,
大
what
树才
type
好。
of trees you
可
want your
是
child to
它已
grow up
经
into?
歪的时候，
You
小
want
时
the
候
tree
歪
to
你不
grow
能
up
纠正，
strong and firmed
小时候没有纠正，
and
树干就
vertical,
长成就是歪的，
or you
歪
want
七
it
扭
to
八，
be a
像
crooked
梅花
trees
树一样，
and
它
is
很
not
难成为
able
正直的树。
to be a good
纠
piece
正就难了，
of a good
所以一
piece
定
of
要
wood?
早。
So that's why
有
it
没
is
有作为父
important
母
for
亲，
you to do at a very
你
young
想
age.
给佛陀说，希望你的孩子
Are
能
parents
够
out there
改
who
变
want
一
to tell
些
Buddha
他的
that they want the
不
kids
好
to
的行为，
change some
比
of
如
their
说
bad
犯罪。
habits?
因为你的孩子都是20岁到30岁之间，
Well, if your child is between
你已经
20
把他
to
培养
30
成
years
从
old,
法律上来
you
说已
have
经超过了
already
18
nurtured
岁
your
就是
kids
成年人了。
to be an adult. Your
可
kids
是你
already
现在还
entered
在长
adulthood because once you're above 18 years old,
特别不
your
放
kids
心。
would be
我刚才在
an
沐
adult.
浴佛陀的时候，
Just now, when I
我就
was
发现
bathing the
我
Buddha,
沐浴的是童子佛。
I find that I was actually
佛陀的
bathing
意
a
思是什
child's
么？大家就
Buddha.
明白了吧？哈，
Do you know the meaning
要
of
想孩
Buddha?
子将来
So
成
what it
才，
means is that if you want your child
要
to
从
succeed,
小
start
开始培养。
nurturing them from a
等
young
长大呢
age.
就有点晚，有点压力之
Otherwise,
后，
when
爸
they
爸
be
知
grow
道
up,
的，
it will become
就你一
difficult
点
to
点压力，
change
一
them.
点点心里不自在，就不
If
能
the
打电
kids
话叫你，
cannot
他就
withstand
专门找妈
pressure,
妈。
when the
这种
kids
感
grow
觉
up,
我就
you
总
have
能想到
difficulties
3
to
岁的一个
withstand
小朋友，
pressure.
妈妈，妈
If you
妈，
think about a
妈
child who
妈，
is 3 years old,
就这种感
can you
觉。
imagine it's
对，
like
就
as if
像
the
一
child
个
is
没断
still
奶的一个
a
宝宝，
3 years old
对不对？
kids, still needs to
但是妈
rely
妈
on
就觉得我
milk.
的孩子真可爱哟，
But
他
for
都
the
快
mom,
30了，
the
还
mom
这
will
么
still
可爱。
feel that the child is so
那不是可
cute,
爱，那是
even
可
though
爱
the
的。
child has turned 30.
如果你的孩子长大之后不像一个大男人一样，如果
If
是
your
女孩
son
好，不
grew
像
up,
一个大男子汉
especially
一
if
样，
your
就
son
开
is a
励志的
boy,
话，
if he didn't grow
有
up
一
to
点压力
be
说
a
妈妈
if you don't
别
nurture the
骂我
kids,
了，
the son to
我
be a
头疼，
grown-up
我
boy,
就得回
can you
家。
imagine if
有
your
这
son
种
tell
感
you
觉的
that,
时候，
Mom, I'm having a
他为什
headache,
么把它当
I
问
need to
题？
go home?
这就是个问题啊！
That
这老爸
itself
怎么
is a
放心呢？这
problem.
种孩子，像幼儿园的一个孩子，
They are like kids
怎
in
么放心？
kindergarten.
他怎么样自己能成家立业，
Do you think it's possible for
甚至说
him
成
to
就一番伟
to
大的
be
事
able
业？
to achieve successful
没有
career
希望。
or even set up
这非
a
常
good
麻烦
family?
啊！
You
最
will
好
have a
的
lot
是，
of problems.
作为家长来说呢，
Ideally,
要有
as
一个意
parents,
识哈，
it is important
培
for
养你
parents
的小孩子
to
越
want to
早。
nurture the kids as
比
early
如
as
说
possible.
最后这位父亲，你的儿子那样，如果他从小从几岁的时候说来，爸爸带你，我们一起
If
登
when the
山，
kids is very
如果
young,
从小就这
the
样，
dad bring
为
the
了锻
kids
炼他，
to go
说我
hiking
背上2瓶
and
水，
train the
4
kids
天
to go
的
hiking.
来，
Just bring 2
我们
bottles of
走，
water and
我们
off
变
they go
成干
hiking.
汉，我们要做英雄。不管我们的意 意念你听起来你同意不同意，
It doesn't
但
matter
是
whether
好
you
的是把
agree
这个
with
孩
our
子培养
viewpoints or
成
not,
不怕困难。
but I think you will
今天
nurture
很
the
冷
kids
啊，
to be
我
a
说衣服
courageous
带的不够
kids.
没关系，我们走快一点。就像
Well,
这个
let's say the weather turned to be
哎，所以他
turn
今天
cold.
他的
The father would tell the kids that, well, it's okay, we just walk faster. You want to train them to be courageous, to be
现在
kind,
发现
and resilient.
还是有点晚了。
Well, otherwise, by the time you find it, it is actually too late.
60是
When they are in their 20s,
啊，
they will have
这是
difficulties.
已经很好像是一个老婴儿的感觉。老
You
婴
feel
儿
that they have not grown up. It's a big baby.
爸妈才操心的。
And the parents will worry
也
about
许我
them.
回答的不符合你的心理需求，
Maybe my answer
但
is
是
not what
我
you're
们作
looking
为人
for.
父母，
But as
这个
parents,
孩子长得不像样，
if the kids didn't grow up to be a good person,
就他的行为，
I refers to the behavior. If you're very disappointed in your kid's behavior, I feel that the parents are
这个
responsible.
问题哈，
I find that when
有
we see these
相当一部
problems,
分比如说刚才说
big
最后的男
proportions,
孩这个
especially the examples I
这个
gave
其实
earlier.
通过方法，
Actually, there are
通
methods,
过一定的方法，
there are methods that we can adopt
再训
to
练
re-nurture the
还是
kids,
可以得到改变。
and you'll be able to
我们
change.
讲到了，那么多关于子女哈，
We talk
关
about
于子女
children.
后代。当然，年轻人来说，你是父母的孩子，父母是那么爱你。
Well,
可能
everyone's
自己
have
并不
parents,
清
and the parents will love them
有
a
相
lot,
当
will
多
dot on
的
them.
青年人是很误会父母亲，
Actually, a significant numbers of children,
觉得
they
有的人
misunderstood
说
their
我妈对
parents.
我不好，对我
Some
不
may
好
comment that the parents don't treat them well.
还有说我父母亲呢重男轻女，
Some may then lament that
对
the
我
parents
这个姑娘不
favors
好，对我
men,
弟弟特别
favors
好。
boys than girls.
那但是
Especially
经
for
过我
the
的观
girls
察
may
呢，
feel it that
事
way.
实上一般都不是。
But actually, after
自己
observations,
的
it
误
is
会。
not the case. A lot of time
通常
is the
到什么时候才
misconceptions
懂
of the
得这份
children.
父母的爱呢？
Actually, when do they start to
知道自己
understand the
生完孩
parental
子之后，
love? Usually
还
that
是有良
occurs
心的
when
人
they
哈，
becomes parent
哎，设身
themselves.
处地的想，哎，你看我现在这么
It
照
is
顾
when
孩
they
子，
becomes parent
突然我
themselves
妈就
then
说
you'll：“ be
当年我就
able
就
to
这么爱
think
你的
from their
啊，
perspective.
真的吗？
And the
一
mom
般
will
是
say, Well, I love you the way you love
父
your
母对你
child.
好，
And now
你觉
the
得这是
child who
天
turned to
经地义
parents
的
will say,
事，
Well, really?
对不对？
Well,
他对
that
你多
is
好你
the
都不
law
觉
of
得，
nature. No
但
matter
是别
what your
人对你好
parents
一点，
love,
你
how
说
much your
哇，真
parents
是够
love
朋
you,
友，
you may
真
not
真
feel
是
it.
好人，对我好善良啊。
In fact,
因为在
other
你的
people
眼
treat
中，
you
别人
well,
对你不
or
好
just a
才
little
正常。
well, you may feel that,
那别人对
wow,
你好
what a
一点之后，你觉
kind-hearted
得哇，真
person.
太好
Wow,
了。
what a good
但
person.
是回了家之后，父母对你好，你觉得
Well,
这
when
是
you
完
go
全是
home,
正常的，
when your parents treat you well, you
对
treat
不
that
对？
as a
但是父
norm.
母亲就不能说，比如你提的要求，父母就不能说不，
And you
你
expect
用
your
你的
parents to say
no，
yes
不
to all
不，
your
我不
requests.
乐意，
You do not
父母
want
就
to
不能
hear
说个
a
不。
no from your parents.
你习惯父母亲说好吧，
Because you're
孩子我
used
帮
to
你
your
做，
parents to help
好
you,
吧，
to
行，
support you,
我帮你去处理这件
to
事，
help you settle all
觉得这是
problems.
正常的。
You treat that as a norm.
但是确实这也是正常的。
Well, indeed, that is indeed the norm.
虽然他爱我们
Although our
这种
parents
非常
love
非常
us,
自然的行为，
it's a very
但是
natural
我们
occurrence,
要学会
but
懂
we
得
must
感
learn
恩，
to be
父母
grateful
对我们的
for our
爱。
parents' love.
做子女的要去这样想。
As children, we must learn
我
to be
们因为
grateful.
今天来学习的人绝大多数呢，是已经是为人父母的，
Well, a lot of people that come to learn
多数
from
人都
us,
中年以上。
many people are already middle
都
age.
有孩
They are
子，甚至有
parents
孙子了。
themselves. Some have
那
children,
么我
some
们
even
当
have
面对我们的
grandchildren.
子女，你看从出生，应该说从没有怀孕就开始惦记着你，这样
Well,
万一
from
弄好。
the point of
这个女人一怀
birth,
孕呢，就是
the
娇
late
气的
for
不
the
得了，
ladies,
天天要
before
看
they
医
get
生，
married or
不会
before
有问
they
题
they
吗？
have the child,
身体
they
稍
tend
稍
to
有
be
点不适，
very
立刻就
they're
看专
very
家。我的宝贝不
they're
会
so
不
pampered.
会
Many of them are
消
so
失了吧，
pampered.
是吧？就担心你没有了啊。等生下来之后，
But once they
又
have
怕
a
你不养
child,
了，
they
不会说
change.
话，
They care for the child.
又怕你身体有残
They
疾。
take care of the child.
好不
They
容易
worry
到了
for the
2、3岁才
child.
证明不是
When the
哑巴，不
child
是残疾，
becomes 2 to 3 years old, when they
又
sure
担心
that
你
the
的智力
the
到底
child
够不
didn't
够，
born with some
对不对？一系列的
natural
也就是从
imperfections
没出生，一直到父母爱你到什么时候，一直到
how
父
long
母
does the
死掉，
parents love for you?
整个这个
It
过程，
lasts from the before even before you're born, were
爱你爱死
conceived
的，
all the way when they
尤
died.
其是
That is the
年龄
extensive
超过
the extent that the
60岁
parents
的
love
老
for
人
you.
家，他们其实谈论的事情，除了回忆过去，
Actually, for
那
the
满脑
old
子关怀
folks,
的就是子女。
actually they always care.
子女
The
好
main
了，他们特别
concerns
气
are always the children.
子女事业做得
They
顺利
care for
成
the
功了，
children.
他
They
们
want to
很
make
荣耀。
sure that their
但是
children
你
have
就不能有
successful
一点点负
career.
面的事儿， 你有一点不健康，哎呦，他们担心死
Well,
了。
if you have
但是他
some
们有点不健康
negativities
也
in
不是
life,
正
say you're not healthy, then
他们觉得哎
they
呦
will
咳嗽又
worry
感
for
冒了，
you.
哎呀，老
But
人家
for
不是
them,
正常，
if
你
they
是这
have
样
some
觉得。
sickness,
但是
they
你
take
一
it
感
as
冒
a
了呢，
norm.
父母就说哦，可不得了了。就像过去你小时候担心你一样，就是你就是他的命。还有很多时候父母呢，为了养活你，为了养
Sometimes
活整
the
个家
parents
庭，
want to take care of the
那么还
family,
有很多
want
教
to
化
nurture you.
他并没有做到。我们比如说父母开小餐馆，
They also
这
miss
是
out
最折
certain
腾人的
things.
事情。
For example,
开个小餐馆
they
哈，
they have a
钱没挣多
restaurant.
少，但是
They didn't make a
他从来
lot
没见
of
过太阳。
money, but they work long
早晨上
hours.
班
They
见不
wake
到
up
太阳，
very
晚
early
上回家见不到
to
太阳。
work, and by the time they return
那你
home,
想什么
the
时候见到
sun
孩
has
子呢？
set.
父母陪孩子读过一次书吗？
Do they have time to read to the child?
因此，
Probably not.
对孩子的教化就会少了。
That's why they may
我不是
not
不爱你啊，
attend.
爱
They
你。
may not be so
他
attentive
爱你第一
towards
件
the
事情
child.
就是先
But
赚
does
钱
it mean
养家，
that they don't
先
love
喂
the
饱你。
child? No, they love the
第二个
child.
有房
The
有住，
first thing that they want to
先
do
做好
is to
这两
make
件
sure
事，
that the children have food on
这
the
一做
table.
呢就
And
变成一
next,
种
they
习
want to
惯，
make sure that they have a
跟不上
roof over their head.
到底怎么教孩子，怎么带孩子，不知道。
But do they know
你
how
从
to
1岁
teach the
变成
child?
20岁，
Probably not.
他的思想
When you
跟不
from
上
a
你的
1 years
成长。
old to when you become the 20 years
所
old,
以
did they
你
follow
的成
you
长中
through
的
your
变化，
growth?
他
Probably
跟
not.
不上。
They can't catch
最
up
后
with
说有一
it.
天你都烦他，说
One
我们
day
两个
you may
说
find
话
that
不能
they
说
are,
在一起。
you find that you have
所以
this
年龄本
generation
身
gap.
就是有个差别，没法说在一起。
Well, indeed, the age
还有一个
itself
你很难
already
很少
destined
跟他聊天，
for generation
对，
gaps.
更没法交流。
But it is
后来
impossible
不
for
是一
them to
起说话的
communicate
问题，
with
根本没
you.
法交流，
And especially when your
一
tone,
说话就要
your
吵，
communications
因为
may
你
make
们彼此
may
根本
create
不
higher
相互
barrier
理解，
for the communications.
所以我们教化孩子的机会变少了。
So there are
我接触过
very
很多这
little
样的家庭。
moments that we can teach our own
在我
child.
很年轻的时候，我帮的一个
I
家庭
remember
哈，
when I was really
一个大
young,
姑娘
I
25
helped
岁，
someone, a
她得
lady,
类
she was
风湿关节
25
炎，
years old, and she
小
has
脸长得很漂亮，
rheumatoid
全身的骨质
arthritis.
节全变形，
Her
已经
whole
不能
body,
走
the
路，躺在
bones
床
were
上。
deformed,
她那
and
个
she couldn't wake
未
up.
婚
She
的丈
lied
夫
on
对她还不
bed.
错，她已经不能下床了，
She
不
couldn't
能
get
走
off
路了，
bed.
大小
She
便都
couldn't
在床
walk,
上。
and she
父母
even have
亲
to
在干
pass
嘛呢？
motions and urine on
父母不
bed.
伺候，父母当时在中国，
That time
就是
it was in
在
China.
街边上推一个带轱辘的一个小车子，
The parents have a
有
cart,
个里面有个小柜子哈，
and in
后
the
面的
cart
玻璃那
there's
个
a
橱
shelf,
柜
a glass
放了
shelf,
一些烟，香
and
烟
they were
在那，
selling some
就
cigarettes.
每天就是哇说有多卖一盒烟，
Every
哇
day
就
they
多赚
want to
几毛
sell
钱，
one
就算个这个
extra
账。
cigarette,
可是
box
他
of
女儿
cigarettes to
因为饮
accumulate
食
some
和很
money
多
for the
行为的
child.
不正常，最
Because
后
the child is
瘫痪
not
在床，
normal, so they have to
没
work
人管。
hard. But
说父母的
no
感
one
情是
look,
谈不上，
but no one
就是说
were
孩
able
子
to,
能
they were
在
not
父母
able
亲
care
手
for
里
the
头
child.
能
So
拿
they
到
don't
或者
have
偷
any
到一
much
些零花
feelings
钱，
for
这
the
是最方
child.
便
The
的人，
child didn't have much feelings for the
但是教
parents.
育没有。
No educations.
所以我们子女的未来的前途的好坏，我们第一个就是说，父母亲有没有
So the
主
future
带着
of
他
your
们
children, I
学
think
做
the
一些
first
事情？
step is that did the
比如说
parents guide them
那位
along.
先生讲了，他那个孩子都当兵了，有一点压力，有一点不舒服。
So there's this
妈，我
parents
回
that
家，
share
我
with
不
me
当
that
兵，
the son is already
一定找
joined
妈
the
妈
army,
寻求安慰。
but he
这样
was
就
not,
缺乏
he
了
was still not
父
grown
母
up,
亲之前应
lacked
该
the
很少带他，
independence.
尤其是父亲。走，儿子，
Usually
我
that
带你
happens
去
because
做另外一
they
个
they
游
lack
戏，
the fatherly
我们
love.
去比赛运动，
The father
都
never
没有
take,
做，
bring the kids along
所以
and do
他的
activities
抗压
together.
力就比较强。
And that's why the child is not
父母
able
就
to
是带头
endure.
的这件事情没做到，
The parents
所以
didn't do
孩
that,
子
didn't
的
provide the guidance.
这个抵抗力
And that's why
就很差，
there's no immunity to stress.
就非常脆弱。
The child becomes
还有的
very
呢，
weak emotionally.
你做一件吉祥的事情，
And
孩
also,
子不
if you
理
do
解，一
something
开始
very
就抵抗，
auspicious,
你心里想，你抵抗就算了，你长大再说吧，
you may
我
resist.
先做我的。
And you may
也
say
许
that,
你还
well,
是个好人。
it's okay,
我讲
I
到
will
这
do
儿
it by
呢，
myself.
是因为今天
You may
很多
feel
家长
the
告诉
kids
我，
may just grow up to be a
我的
good
孩子
person. Why do I share that?
吸毒啊，
Some parents share
把
with
他的
me
钱
that
和他的亲戚
the
的钱
child
呐偷了
becomes a
借
drug
的，
addict
都没
and
脸见
steal
人
the
呐。
money from
他们
parents
家
and
日子没法过
relatives.
了。那么还有就是，我长大了，人长得也不丑，我就不恋爱。
Some They refuse
是吧？
to
也是个问题。
find love, to be in
再就是说
relationships.
年龄不小了，我就不去工作，
There are also
中国人
some
把它
who
叫啃老
refuse
族，
to work,
就是
who
专吃
just
父
want
母
to
的。
stay at home
那再低
and
一点的
rely
事
on
情就更多
parents.
了。
That's
工作
many
中
of
挑
such
三拣
people
四，
in China.
能力不强，挑剔
And
性很
also
强。
there's another
所以
categories.
这个工作
They
不
are
适
not
合我，那
capable,
个工作不适
but
合
they are
我。
very
5年
selective
换了
in
6
their
个职业，
jobs. It becomes so
他
petty in
缺
their
少的
job
是什么呢？
selections. So what
父
do
母
they
对他的
lack?
教化，
They lack the
最后孩子
guidance
发
from
生一系列
parents.
的问题。
And that's why
那
created
么
a
好
whole
几
chain
个
of
就是
problems.
只管赚钱
There are also
啊，
some
对孩子
the
真正教化
parents
是
they
不够
really
的。
care about
甚
making
至还有
money.
我有钱，只要
They
把你
don't
塞到一
provide
个
enough
私立的
educations
看似好的
to
学
the
校去就
children.
行了。
What they do is that the
就
money
其
they
实
send the
他的
kids
教
to
育是不
some
够的，
private schools.
孩子的
Yes,
成长
indeed,
是
the
不够的。
child is in private
最
schools,
后
but they too
父母
lack
亲和孩子
parental
之间的情
guidance.
感很淡，
And as a result, the
就是我有
relationship
钱把你
between
放
the
那个好学
parents
校
and
就
the
可以了，
child is very,
其
very
实不
much.
够。
It's not
在学
enough.
校
It's
里
inadequate.
有没有受到其他同学
They
欺
never
负，
care
不
whether
知
the
道。
child was bullied in
等
school.
等，他发生一系列的事
Or
情，你
some
都不知道。
incidents that happen to the
这
child, the
家
child
长
may
们
not
啊，
share with the parents,
怎样有一
and the
个正
parents
确
is
的方
totally
法和态度
ignorance or
去对
unaware
待
of
孩
what
子？
happens to
但
the
是我刚
child in
才
the
讲
growing up
到，
years.
有很多的父母啊，
I just now
因为
shared that
生活
many
所迫，
parents, because
你
of
必须
their
面对很多
because of
比
the
较
life,
拖时间
they
和很疲
couldn't
劳的
afford
工作，
to spend much
很少有
time
时
with the
间陪
child.
伴孩子。那么这个沟通啊，就变得很少。
And as a result,
甚
they
至自
don't
己已经
communicate enough.
劳累了几天了哈，等到了晚上真正孩子
Maybe
见了
they
面有
work
了
a
问
few
题的时
days
候，
and they're very
可
tired,
能语言也不是那么
and they only
温和
barely have a few moments, a
没
few
那么
days later to
自
communicate
在
with the
哈
child.
啊
But because
说不了那
of the
种
lack
祥
of
和圣洁的语言。
communications, they
通
realize
常
that
就
they are
比较
very distant from the
生硬
child.
的啊，甚至是带有赌气性的语言都会有。笼统上说呢，作为父母亲哈，最好要抽出一定的
So
时间
broadly
来
speaking, I think
学
as
会
parents,
陪
it is
伴
important
孩
for
子。
them to
陪伴他的时候啊，
to block
就
away
要有
some
一定
time
的目的性，
to spend
陪
time
伴
with
的
the
本身就是
family,
爱，
to spend
还
time
有呢，
with the kids,
对他进行产生语言
to
和行为
show
的
their
教育
love,
和
their
引导。
care, and
所
concern.
以陪伴孩子学一些
They
你
may
认为
want
对他有意义、有帮
to
助的
learn something
那样
together
的
with the
知
child,
识或者活
something
动。
that's of value.
我们孩子在学习的时候，
When
在
our
学到
childs
的
are
其实
learning,
远远不
actually,
仅仅
what
是
they want to
学
learn,
校里面那
it
个
is
文化
not
课
the
的内容。
skills that they learn
其
from
实更
school.
多的，作为家长哈，
Actually, as
更
parents,
多的
a lot
是
of
教他
the parents
面
can
对
impart
生
to
活的
them
勇气
is how they're
啊，
able
去
to
抵
face
抗
life
各
with
种压力
courage,
的这
how
种
they are
抗拒。
able to be
就是你不
resilient
用去教
and
学
to
校的东西，
endure the
家长主管教
difficulties that
生
life
活里的东西。其他专业课程请
gave
专业
them.
老师，那你要
The
照全
rest you
就是
can
这个。
get
那这份爱，
some
我觉得
enrichment
单
classes,
纯比他带着一
for
起
the
讲
kids
故事逗着玩儿好
but
多了，
a
就
lot
变得更无
more
意义。
about life
就
lessons.
今天带着
These
孩
have
子
to
做
be
的事情，
imparted
未
to the
来
children through
是
the
让他更
parents
坚强地
themselves.
面对人生。
What you want to do is
曾
that
经也
you
有
want
人问
to
我
have the
我
child
送给孩
to
子
be more,
最最宝贵的
to
礼
have
物
more
是什么？
courage to face life
就是
difficulties.
活着的勇气。
So I think it is
这是最低
important
的
for the
时候，
parents
那一切
to teach
你
the
所有
child
的
to
一
be
切的
courageous,
一切，
to have the
就一定
courage
建立在
to face life.
这个人还
And
在
that
健康的
is
活
the
着。
foundations
其
of
他的，
better health,
如
the
果你活
courage
着，
to live.
你想要活得更好一些呢，
So if you want to
所以就
have
培
a
养了
better
各种
life,
的
then
能力，
you want to develop
抗
various
性、抗
capabilities
压力、
and
甚至
various
沟通能力、
abilities for them
创
to
造能力
endure. You want to
啊，融
encourage
合
them
能力，
to be
再
creative.
更厉害就是管理
You
能
want
力。
them to have
我们最少要
teamwork
给孩子的，
as well
也
as
带给他
management
某
ability
种
to
启发，
manage.
就是活
Well, we
着
want to
的
provide
勇
them
气。
with some
第二步
inspirations.
就怎样活得更好。
And finally,
第
is
三
how
步
the
怎样
second
出
step
人头
is
地
how to have a
啊，
better
就是
life,
能成一点
and
大
third
事业。
is how to be
所以它分几个
successful in
层
life.
次。
So there are actually
好了，这一
various
切的美好
categories.
或者是不幸，我们用方法是可以去
So
抗
all
争，
this, we are able to
还有
use
很多
methods to
我
help
们这
them.
一生是没有办法去面对的事情。
Sometimes there are are some things that
比
we
如
are
说
not
生
able
下
to
来，就是你
face
们两个
in
都
our
健
life.
康哈，夫妻俩都是健
Say,
康。
for example, the
可
the
是生下孩
couples,
子
the
了，
husband
天
and
生有
wives
重
are
要
very,
的严重的
very
疾病，
healthy. But
那这个是什么呢？
the child is born with
这我
deformity.
们只能理解为叫业。
Why is it so? Well,
我
we
们就
can
是
only
哪怕做一个
understand
很
this as
理性的父
karma.
母亲，
People who are
你的理
very
性的教育
sensible,
孩子的比
you
如说你把你的孩子很
you may
健
be
康的
very
把他，比如说
rational,
体育也好，艺术
and
也好，
you want to
读书
nurture
成
the
绩也
kids
好，
to be
考上
good
最好的
in
大学，
humanities, in
他的人
sciences.
生就到此圆满了吗？
But does it mean that the life will be
第一步还
fulfilled
不错。
completely? Well, it
在
just
我
means
看
that
这
the
件事
step
情，
one is not
我
too
们
bad.
没法笑出来。第一步还不错，读书
This
成
is
绩
just the
好
step
并不代
one.
表工作能
When
力
the
强，
child is good in their studies, it
这个世
doesn't
界
mean
很
that they'll
矛
be
盾。
successful in the
工作
job.
能力强也并不代表读书成绩好，但是也有就是读书成绩好，工作能
Some
力也强，
are able to study well
你
and
不
they'll
一
be
定有
able
人
to
爱。
work well. But can they find love?
也许让人就觉得你就是个冷血的女人，
Some may
谁
find
能
that they
爱
are cold-blooded women.
你能力那么强是吧？就觉得你只会工作而不会生
They
活。
may feel that they can just work
如果从教育来说，是不
or
是
they
我们
can
又
just
少了
study,
一
but
节
they lack
课
the
呀
other aspect.
那你和人与人之间的
What about
那样的和
your
谐的
communications
在一起
with
的
fellow
这
people
种能力，
within the
就是
social
很重要的一
settings?
层能力嘛，就是人与人之间相处的沟通能力。
It is whether you're able to be a
也就是
good
说，这些能力
communicator.
我们光靠我们的智慧培养不了。你培养他的本身，还有他的个性决定他能干什么。你培养他
You
和人
nurture
沟
their
通，他说我就不爱
capabilities.
沟通。
What about their
你看有很多
personalities?
IT 男，
Maybe some
还有很多
people, they
会计
just
师，
don't like to communicate
他
with
宁可
others.
对着上
It's
头
like
和计算机
accountants, it's like
忙得
engineers.
稀里哗
They
啦
are
的，
better
但是和人
with
说
the
话就不行，
machines
就
rather
惨了，
than
对不对？也一样
talk
上过高等院
to
校，
other people in the social settings.
就这个个性、
So that is from
个
a
性
personality
加上家庭
perspective.
环境，
And what about the family?
最终就等于你的命。
Maybe
那
the
这个命是
family
什么？是业
has
力的
impact
体
as
现。
well. So what
你
happened?
或者
It
你的
becomes
孩
the
子这一
fate.
生的状况，那么最终我们分析完之后啊，
So after
父
we
母无论
analyze
多么
this,
努力，
no matter how hard
你
the
看很
parents
多父母
live,
亲都很有成就，这有
many
的
times the
夫妻是
parents
这
are
样
very
的，
successful.
先生能干，发
The
现老婆
husband
更
is
能干，
very capable. The
对不
wives
对？
is also very
两个
capable.
双王
Two of
凑到
them
了
are
一起，
very good.
经常两个双王生出个乌龟来，
But then what happened to the
你有没
child?
有发现有这种
They
人？
have a very inferior
真的
child.
有，
Have you seen many
两
of
个人
these
都很能干，
instances?
但是生个孩子就是
Yes,
不
there are
能干，
many
干
such
啥都不行，
examples. The parents may be very good,
这就是业力。
but not the child.
我和很多不同的人的聊天，
I communicated
很多也
with
问事
many
找我，
people. A
很
lot
多
of
特别
people
能
come
干、
to
他们能
me.
赚钱的人，
Maybe the
就是我们
parents are
忙
very
忙着赚钱，
very good in making
最
money.
后大家放松了，很熟悉了，就说哎，忙着赚钱，除了满足自己的某种感受之外，某种愿望哈，或者是多赚了钱之后就给留个孩子呗，
A lot of time
我
after
们
they make money, they want to
多忙
pass
碌一
on to
点，
the children.
打下江山送给孩子。我们多忙碌，
No
孩
matter
子
how hard
不
they
用
work,
忙碌，不用受苦了。
they want the kids to have a
就
better
是你
life.
的孩子小的时候，父母亲很多都是这么想的，对不对？但是呢，
That's
我
what
发
the
现另外
parents
一
think
种
when the
反
kids is
差的
young.
现象。我
But
认识
then
好几个家
I
庭，
know of a few
家里
families.
头非常富贵，
The
就大
family
富
is
大
very
贵，
rich, very
父母都是
wealthy.
很聪明能干
Their
的人。
parents are very smart.
那你想，他遗传的孩子聪不聪明
So
啊？
do you think the kids is it
聪明，
smart?
一等
Yes,
一的聪明，
very smart,
人间的
very
学
outstanding,
校的
right?
高材生。
They are
在每
like
个学校都
gifted
有名列
students in
前茅。
school.
可是，聪明和成就根本不是一回事。
But
很多人
abilities,
的成就不是因为
success,
聪明，而是在于
and
坚持。
your
为啥坚持？
your
因为
mental
没别的
smartness
出
is
路。
quite different.
咱不要谈愿望哈，很多人的坚持，比如说你开个小店，为啥不敢关？因为我不会干别的。
Why is it that you
所以
have a
你只
shop
能开个
and
小
you
店，你去
cannot,
坚
you
持
don't
做
want
这个。
to, you
所
want
以
to
很多的
continue
成
to
功
do
就
the
源于
work?
坚持。
Because
为啥坚持？
you
因
do
为
not
不会
know
干
how
别
to
的，
do any other stuff.
最终就成功了。
So a lot
对，家里确实钱很多，
endure
孩子
in
读
order
书
to
成
be
绩也高，
successful.
不但没有成就，反而特别容易把自己关在家里，再也不出门了，
But a lot
再
of
也不
times,
见人了，
sometimes
一
the
关就
kids
几年。
they refuse.
有一个富人家的孩子非常聪明，上美国斯坦福，非常世界一流大学。大学毕业出来之后，马上就有一个很高级的科技公司请他去，都是研究的很高科技，
Well, some
年
people
薪
actually
20万美
studies a
金，
lot,
多高
very
啊！
high level.
真是超高的待遇。他自己带个10几人的团队，研究一个东西做了4年，做完4年之后，
They studied
他的
something,
老板
and
来检
the
验工
boss
作，说：“哎呀，说你这个做的有问题，
have said that, well, you
你
have a
们研究的
problem.
结果我不能采纳，所以这个项
We
目
cannot
终止。”
use your methods.
完了，一下深受打击， 回家之后就不
And
再
after
出门
that,
了，一
they
般
can't
是
do
不
it.
门。请问不出门的原因是啥？
So what happens?
他受的挫折，对不对？
Because they have withstand a lot
他
of
一路在学
difficulties.
校里头，老师一直赞美，学校一直赞美，同学一直赞美，
Everybody
都是
may
孩子王啊，
praise the kids.
学生王啊，了不起啊！到了工作岗位之后，
And we're at
只
that
要
work.
上司一批评，他就受不了了，
They can't do the
甚至
work.
能脑出血，甚至都能上吊跳楼。所以聪明并不代表成就，
So smartness doesn't mean that
成就
their
除了聪
abilities.
明之外，哈，还要勤劳，
You need to be
还要死皮
very
赖脸，
hardworking. You need to
耐力
be
很强，
diligent.
要非常坚强。
You want to be
所以
very
那么多
consistent.
很美好的综合素质都集中在一个人身上，你
When you
才能
have
成功。
all the good things in one
我想在
person,
座的就有人家里的孩子
I
半
think
路
there
都
are some
不
of
出来，
people here, they are like that.
而且这个比例越来越高。
And this percentage is a lot
为什
higher.
么比例越来越高呢？
Why is it so?
有钱人越来越多，
Because there are more people who are very
谁家有
wealthy.
钱多，你的孩子就容易变成这样。
Well, if you are
这
very
个容易
wealthy, your
忧郁
kids will become
其
like
中这
that.
种忧郁，就是因为
They will
他
have
家里的
depressions.
经济条件
Why
太
is it
过
so? Because
优
they are
越
very good
只要他想
finances.
要的，父母一伸手就拿了一堆。这样的父母亲跟我聊天的时候，我
I
就
have
问他
many
为什么
such parents to share with me.
我说你能逼他出去吧，
I
出
said,
去
can
去
you
工
force
作
him
了，
out?
自己租房子去住。
Ask him to
父母
find
亲又舍不得。
a place to live.
他说我们努力工作，当
And
然
they say
就
we
是
work
希望
very
让
hard.
孩子过上一个美好
And
的
that's
生
because
活。
we want them to
我
have a
们
good
吃苦，
life.
让孩子不要吃苦。他说我没有想到，
And they say, I
没
never
让孩
thought
子吃苦，
about
结果孩子
if I
出
don't
现
let
这
the
么堕落
child
的、
suffer
盈利
some
这么差的状
difficulties,
态，受了
they
一
will
点
be
点挫
such a
折，关在
state.
屋里不出来，信用卡拼命的刷，买
He
的各
spends
种
so
各样
much
的
on
东
the
西，
credit cards.
甚至拿这个信用卡来赌博。他发现只要要买的东西，父母亲就能掏钱去买，他为什么
They
还去
find
努
that the
力？
parents can afford to pay things for them.
所以孩子呢，就没有一种工作说，哎，我这个月又赚了1000块钱，
So
那种
now
成就感。
the
因为父
parents,
母
the
亲都
kids
替
may
他
not
做了，
cannot
不是
feel
替
that
他
the
解
money
决了
that
问
they
题，而
earned
是带来了新的问题。
is good. So it brings new problems.
孩子没什么好做的，所以就剥夺了孩子自己去努力创造的
So the
这
child
样
will
的一
not
个机会。
be creative and find
那
things that
么
they
很
want
多
to
上
do.
一代父母亲拼命的努力，不是你聪明，不是因为你聪明，是
Sometimes
因为你没有路可走。
the parents
好不
are
容易
very,
能
they
养
work
家，
really hard.
你
It's
就
because
拼命
not
去努
really
力。
because they're smart, but
你没有
because
停下
they
来，
have
是因为
no
你
way
不敢
out.
停下来。
They didn't stop because they dare not stop.
所以这个不是来自于聪明，
So this is
是
not
因为你
because
不
they are
敢放
smart,
下，
it's
你
because you
才
don't want
赚
to
钱。
let go.
但是你的孩子呢，
But what about your child?
他敢放下，不都是因为父母亲有钱养他吗？
Because
Children
what
get
about the
the
child?
idea.
He dared to let
也有
go
很多个
because
性
his
是很
parents
优
have
越的，
money to
但是
support
他也
him.
得去干活。
But poor
没有
children
人
wouldn't
有
do
钱养
this.
你，对不对？
Many are quite depressed, but they
富
still
人家的
work
孩子呢，
because
他没
no
有受
one
苦
has
啊，
money to support them.
他就觉
Children
得人
from
生很
wealthy
无聊，
family haven't
我要花
suffered.
钱，父母就给
They
了，
find life very boring.
对不
If they
对？
want to
他
spend
什么
money,
都
their
敢放着不
parents
干。
just give
比
them.
如说，关上
They
门就不出
dare
家门
to
了。
let go of
所以很
everything,
多家长
shut
拼
the
命努
door,
力，就
and
是
not
让
leave the
孩子
house.
不受
So
苦，
many parents work hard
但是带来
just to
的呢，
ensure their children don't suffer.
全都是负面的，
But
根
what
本
it
不是
brings
父
is
母亲希
entirely
望的那种。
negative. It's
一
not
对
what
台
the
湾夫
parents
妻
expected at
在
all.
温哥华开了很大
A
的公司，赚
Taiwanese
了很多
couple
钱。
started a big
在
company
当
in
年来说
Vancouver
赚了几千万
and
吧，
made a lot of
美金。
money.
他
They
儿子
earned
不到
tens
10
of
年全部
thousands,
花光，
millions of dollars back
到
then.
30岁的时候，他父
Their
母亲也
son
死得早。
spent
他
it
父母死
all
了之后，
in
他儿
less
子
than 10 years.
反正随便
By
找了
the
个破
time
车，
he
每
was
天晚上
30,
钻那个破车里
his
睡觉，
parents had
一
passed
房子
away.
都没有。但那个时候温哥华房子才几十万块钱一套，他都没房住。他父母亲有几千万留给他，他全部花光。
So he spent
怎么
all
花
the
呢？
money that the parents
赌
left
博呀，
him.
因为他们遗传都很聪明，他那个数学能力特别强。去赌
How
场
did
之
he
后，
spend it?
他就看人
Gambling.
赌博，
They were all
你的
very
一想这
intelligent,
小意思，
and he
我
had
数
superb
学天才，
skills.
我来就赌。
And after
一
going
开
to
始
the
一赌，
casino,
一晚上
he
赢
watched
2000
people
美金，
gamble.
开
He
心。
thought,
我
oh,
是
this
说
is
他们这些
easy.
智慧还和我比，
I'm a math genius.
老
I'll
子明天再
gamble.
去，明天再
At
去，
first, he
一天
won
输2万，
$2,000 in one night
晚上回
and
去
was
生气，
happy.
气得直跺脚。
And I
到后
said,
天我一定要把
they
钱全部
think
赢
they
回
can
来，
match
就
my
是这样，
intelligence. I'll go
一来
again
二去，
tomorrow.
2000
So you
年之后，
go again tomorrow
几千万美
and
元，
lost a few
有钱人
thousands
这个
in
孩子已
one
经
go
跳河了，
and came back angry,
赚
stomping
钱
in
不容易。
frustrations.
你输
And he
钱
did that.
输得很快，
And after 3 years,
钱回不来，
millions are gone.
人也没法活了。
I believe he has already
所以过
jumped
去我
into the
起过
river.
起过一个名字给这样的孩子，
Making money is
叫做
hard,
销金
but
士。
losing it is quick.
什么叫销金士呢？
So in the
就把
past,
你
I
家的
came up
黄
with
金
a
哈，
name
想方设法
for
把
such
它变成
children.
水变
I
成
call
气
them
就没了。
spendthrift. What is a spendthrift? They find a way to turn their family goals into water, into air, until it's gone, all
为
burned
什么
away.
会这样呢？
It's like having a forest
是
and you burn it
罪业。
all down. Why does this
是这对
happen?
父母的罪
It's
业。
karma. It's the
前
karma
世
of these
他们是
parents.
商人，互相欺
In their
骗。
past life,
这对
they
夫
were
妻
merchants.
欺骗了那个商
This
人，
couple
那个
deceived
商人
another merchant.
钱全被骗光，
The
人
merchant
家人
lost
自杀
all
了。
his money,
完了之后，
and
他就
his family
死之
committed
前
suicide.
就是恨上他，说
Before
我
he
永生
died,
永世报
he
复他。
harbored hatred.
所以等
He
大家都
vowed
死
to
完之
seek
后，他转
revenge
世成
for
为他的儿子，
eternity.
说把他的家财败光。还有
So
个孩子
after
说，既然
everyone
你这么有
died,
钱，一定要给我买跑
he
车。
reincarnated
那个特
as
跑
their
特别
son.
快。
He
就
squandered
在
all
温哥
their
华地
wealth
区的很多的路上，
and said, Since you are
旁边
so
那个
rich,
铁
you
电杆
must
子
buy
上，
me a sports
到
car,
某些节日的时
one
候
that
挂的
goes really
都是年
fast.
轻人照片，
So
都在
many
那撞。
routes in Vancouver
一
on
个
the
电线杆
iron
上绑
poles
10个不
beside
同的
them.
照片，都是在
During
那撞。
certain holidays, you'll see
为啥呢？
photos
那
of
路
young
比较
people
宽，
died there.
有点直，
A pole might
很多
have
孩子
10
不顾
different
警察拦
photos.
截，就拼
All
命
of
地
them
跑。
died
结
there.
果
Why?
召回人
The
亡。
road is wide
那
and
些父
somewhat
母亲多
straight.
后悔，
Many
我图
kids
什么呢？
ignoring warnings
我总结
race
之后，
recklessly.
留给
The
儿
result
女
is fatal car
万
crashes.
贯家财，
Many parents regret.
千亩良
What
田，
was I thinking? After
这远远
reflecting
不
on
如
it, living children
留
with
给
vast
孩子
wealth and extensive land
能够
is
去
far
自
less
己
valuable
去
than giving
创造
them
人
the
生，
ability to create their own
啊，
lives,
自己去书写人
the
生的机会。
opportunity to write their own stories.
那怎么创
How
造？
do you
怎么给
create
他这个
and
机
give
会
them
呢？
the
你别给
chance?
他那么多钱，
Don't give them so much
你
money.
留给子女
The
的那
money
些
you
钱
leave for your children.
如果你
If
的
you
孩
have
子超
more
过
than
一个
one
以
child,
上，最后没有
none
一
will
个
be
是满
truly
意的。
satisfied.
留给2个孩子
Living
以
wealth
上
to
财
more
富
than
的
2
人，
children,
每个孩
and
子都有
each
抱
will
怨。
have complaints.
我父母亲
They'll
留的
say
遗产
the
不公平，
inheritance is unfair.
这我不细说
I
了啊，
won't
你们自己
elaborate
去
on
思考。
this. Think about it yourself.
所以，要想让儿女
To ensure your
将来
children
更
grow
健
up
康
healthier,
啊，更有
more
事业心，
ambitious,
更有无限
and
的
full
动
of
力，
endless motivations,
怎么办？
what
第
to
一，
do?
不要留太多
First,
钱
don't
给
leave them too much money.
他，没钱才去创
They
造。
will create when they lack
第
money.
二，带着
Second,
孩子做
do
正
the
确的
right
事，
thing with your children.
比如去做慈
Say
善的事。
involve them in
一开
charity
始
work.
是对方是抵触的，
Initially,
等
they
做
might
习惯之后，他
resist,
觉得这是好的，
but
我也
once it
要做。
becomes a habit,
就像人吃辣椒
they
一样，
see its
第一
value
次吃辣椒的
and want
人
to
都
do it
很痛
again.
苦，但
It's
是在
like
第
eating
10次之后
spicy
说，下
food.
次我自己弄
The
吧。
first time is painful,
从拒绝
but by
就
the
变成一
10th
种习
time,
惯。
I'll make some for
所以
myself
父母
next
亲还
time.
有一个自己做
What
事的
starts as resistance becomes a
所以你
habit.
自己你们自己
Parents,
聊天
be the
说
role
话
models
做
of
都
your
是伤天
children.
害理的事情。
If your conversations and
都
actions
是
are
不道德
harmful
的
and
事情。
unethical, they will
但
notice.
是你内心里又想着让我儿子
If
将来
all
做一
your
个特别好
actions
的
are
人，那怎么
immoral
可能
and you
呢？
hope your
那狼
son
不会生出
grow
一只
up
大
to be a
熊猫
great
来，
person, how is
怎么
that
可能
possible?
呢？对不对？
A
他
wolf
就是那样
cannot
的
give
本
birth
性，
to a
而且他
panda.
就在这样的
That's
环境教育
impossible,
下，
right?
你的
It's
孩子
in
就
his
变成那样。
nature, and he's
有一
raised
直
in
特别
such
贪婪的父母
environment.
亲，你的
Your
孩子
child
还是这样。
becomes that
虽然
kind
他
of
不缺
person.
钱，他还是心里
If
贪
the
婪。因为
parents
他
are
模仿
always
的对象
greedy,
主要就是父
your
母亲。
child is the
虽
same.
然很多话
He
听不
doesn't
听
like
父母的，
money,
但
but
是他模
remains
仿的就是
greedy
父母亲。
because his role models
所以
are
你
his
的行为就
parents.
变成他的老师。
Even he doesn't listen to
我
his
们无论
parents,
是
he still
人为的
imitates
行
them.
为
Remember that.
带来的教育和
So
后果，
your behavior
还是天
becomes
意
his
让我生了
teacher.
个不争气的孩子，
Whether it's our
等等，
action that brings
所有的
such
这些事情
educations and
全部
consequences,
加起来，
or fate
就是叫
giving me
命
a
运。
disappointing child,
命
all
运
these
就是
things
因果，
combined are called
因
destiny.
果是因为业力而产
Destiny
生。
is cause and effect.
今天孩子的不
Cause
争
and
气，
effects arise from
就是你
karmic
的业力
forces.
还比较多。
Today's disappointing child is because
所以
your
会遇
negative
上个
karma is
不
still
争气的孩子，
significant. So you
会遇上
encounter
个
a disappointing child
不过日子
or
的
an
老婆，
uncooperative
还
wife
不靠谱
or
的
an
老公，
unreliable
对不对？
husband, right?
这些是你的
These
业
are
而
forms
形
of your
成的
karma
现在
in
的
your
命运
current
状态。
destiny situation. generations.
所以我们要想好
So we need to think carefully.
送给孩子最美好
The
的礼
best
物，
and most practical
最现
gift
实
for a
的
child
就给
is
他
a
背
deep,
后
heartfelt
一份深
blessings
深的祝
from
福。
behind.
但是要通过
And
佛，
through Buddha,
通过佛力
through
的
the
加
power
持，
of Buddha,
让
so
你
that
的
at
孩
crucial
子
moments
在关
your
键的时候
child has the wisdom
有佛
of
菩
the
萨
Buddha
的
Bodhisattva, like a bright light illuminating their inner world, so that at critical moments they choose the right path, choose the right person, choose the right career. At crucial moments, parents often can't help with these choices. But parents can use one method. This is to chant and do good deeds for them. Let Buddha guide them at critical moments. Remember, for example, finding a partner or a job, or even investments and so on. Let Buddhas guide them. This way, they won't be deceived. For example, finding the right partner and finding a good and right career. It's not easy for young people today because now it's considered the age of Dhamma decline. In the age of Dhamma decline, false teachings and deviant paths rampant. They are more tempting and confusing than the truth. Look at how many people today, they don't want children after marriage. In the past, this was unthinkable. Isn't marriage about having children? No, they say they marry for fun. They won't have children. They rather raise dogs than people. What kind of era have we come to? As Buddha said, the age of Dhamma decline. It is truly strange. The more you think, the more it frightens you. So today, if you want children to have a good future, everything to be well, chant sincerely and accumulate merits for them. The more sincere you are, the better the effect. For those attending today's class, many say, Grandmaster, what you are saying is for the children, but I'm currently unwell. Say my liver is not good, my legs hurt, kidney issues, heart problems, and so on, or high blood pressure. These physical ailments. You mentioned chanting and doing good deeds. That this benefits my health? I believe it does. This is all part of spiritual practice. Over 70% of people's illnesses are hereditary. A small portion comes from infections during one's lifetime. And then there are injuries, infections and injuries. For example, a cold. Colds are usually infections, like the cold virus. Then injuries, like car accidents or cutting your hands while chopping vegetables. Most diseases are hereditary. Generally speaking, hereditary issues have become a reality. Can it be changed? Yes, but the extent of change is very difficult. Change is not easy. For example, some with severe headaches stopped having them. Some with unbearable back pain was relieved. Indeed, these days the pain is gone. Insomnia was effectively treated, and sleep has been good these days. So many such ailments can be improved through chanting. But the longer the time, the more stable and better the effect becomes. When you are chanting, let me talk about the effect. The more sincere and delicate you are, the better the effect. The more sincere, the better the effect. Kneeling while chanting, the effect is surprisingly good and it works. So one can understand it as a communication between humans and the divine. When you sincerely chant and call upon, the results can be unexpectedly good. I remember on the first day of the chanting class in Seoul, we had a sister who had severe incontinence, remember? She came wearing a diaper. This was 20 over years problems, right? Doctors said she needed surgery. She would leak urine just sitting, completely out of control. But then a miracle happened. She hasn't even started practicing yet. As soon as she began chanting, her incontinence stopped. Compared to energy bagua, one practices for days and slowly heals. There's a recovery process, right? But as soon as the chanting class started, she stopped leaking. For 3 days, she didn't leak at all. After 3 days, she was healed, right? She didn't leak for those 3 days. Her nighttime bathroom visits decreased. She was healed. So miracles. not something one can practice, but rather it was a sincerity that moved Guan Yin at that time. It's like Guan Yin says, okay, you're fine now. That's how it is, So many health issues, improvements in health, and even in wealth. Matters like your daughter getting married or finding a boyfriend and getting a good job. When the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are moved, they say, here, take this, and you receive it very quickly. Some say, I don't have a partner now, but got married a month later. The next day, they meet the right person. They fall in love at first sight and say, let's get married, just like that. This isn't a make-up story. Such things have happened several times. So the gifts we give to our children depends on whether they are biological or adopted. If they are biological, how do you make these beautiful wishes come true? You must be sincere. Move the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas with sincerity. Then they would say, she's quite sincere, let's help her. It's like they touch your head with the golden finger, and wow, you are blessed. From then on, your life will become prosperous, successful, and auspicious. Received. Let's begin chanting.
Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 本 本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无 本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛， 南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无 师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛。释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦 摩尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师 牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本 迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无 牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本 师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛。
请大家搓搓手，
Now gently rub your
搓热。
palms until they are warmed.
之后轻轻搓搓脸，
Then gently glide over your face.
让我们的脸呢
Let our faces return to how they look at 7 years old. If you are 7 years old now, return to the state of being 1 year old. All right, rub your hands a bit warmer. After warming them up, cup the palms over your eyes. Place it on your eyes and keep it still for a while. Now, use your index finger. Gently push from the inner corner of the eyes outward. This helps to push out impurities. Not too much pressure. Gently, not too fast. Gently, slowly. All right, then tuck your ears. When we pinch hard, some areas might hurt. The ears correspond to our overall health. Painful spots might indicate issues in your body. Pinch firmly. Pinch firmly. The ears may seem small, but you'll find painful spots where pinched. It might truly be different. Pinch a bit. If it hurt, pinch around the areas. Pinch until it doesn't hurt. Good. Now tug on your earlobes. The bigger the earlobes, the more fortune you have. Fortune means, firstly, longevity. Secondly, wealth. If you want more money, give your earlobes a good tug. Earlobes reaching the shoulders, wealth like a deity's. Earlobes facing the mouth, wealth is within reach. Do you know what it means? The directions of the earlobes tilts towards the mouth. It means getting rich is very easy. Start pulling the ears in the directions of the mouth. But generally, it's hard to change direction. All right, now pat your head. Let all worries disappear. Like dust and smoke, they fly away. Haven't washed your hair? Patting it is like a dry wash. The lice, the fleas, and dust all fly away. Worries vanish too. All right, rub the neck again. Rub the neck. Almost everyone has neck issues. Rub it. Warm it up. This way, your mind will be clearer. Warm it up. Use one hand first, then switch to the other. Else you get a crooked neck. After rubbing, your neck will actually be aligned. Take good care and maintain wealth. Now that you have finished massaging your neck, pat your chest. With a pat, the anger in your heart will vanish. The scolding and anger dissipate with a pat. Put in some effort. Put in some effort. Alright, after patting your chest, raise your right arms and use your left hands to pat under your right armpit. Especially women. This patting is particularly beneficial for your health. Fat disappears, and those nodules vanish. Worries disappears. Yes, worries have vanished, but the money hasn't disappeared. Alright, switch hands and pat. Okay, what's next? Now you can start patting your legs or feet. Pat your own. Begin. You can also stand up and pat yourself.
这样的话呢，我们收工就差不多了哈。我们希望能帮到更多的人，希望帮到所有的人哈。
With this, we're done with the closing exercise. We hope to help more people. We hope to help everyone. By accumulating merits, everyone will have good luck received. There are many realities beyond our control: children, disappointments, and lack of ambitions. Unhealthiness, dissatisfaction, lack of achievements, disobedience. These may be related to our luck or karma. So this time, we have specially prepared some excellent methods for everyone to accumulate virtue. Thank you, Grandmaster. Bathing the Buddha festival is coming. The Buddha's birthday is a very auspicious and special time. If we sincerely offer to the Buddha, it is easy to receive the Buddha's blessings, which we especially like to come true. This year on the Bodhi Meditation College website, we have two different offerings. The first is offering flowers before the Buddha. Offering flowers brings beauty and grace, like flowers and jade, with elegance and demure, loved and respected by all. Grandmaster is very compassionate. For just $8, you can make an offering of flowers before the Buddha. A small amount can perform a great merit and receive the protections of the Buddha. The flowers offering is especially suitable for newcomers. It allows them to receive this auspicious protection as well. The second is light offerings before the Buddha. This year we have 6 types of light, each corresponding to a specific wish. There is safe travel blessing lights, health and happiness, wisdom opens, wish fulfillings, also great fortune, thriving career and flourishing family blessing lights, and the most powerful one, purify karma, endless merits, and family prosperity blessing lights. Make choices according to your financial capabilities and actual needs. For all the flowers and light offerings, they begin from the day you place the order and offered continuously until May the 6th. The sooner you do it, the sooner you receive these auspicious protections. Deeply grateful to Grandmaster for leading us into the Bathing the Buddha season. Let's sincerely perform good deeds for the children, for the family, and for ourselves, accumulating more merits. Thank you, Grandmaster. Our next live stream will be April 27th, 9 a.m. Taipei time, and 26 April, 6 p.m. Vancouver time. See you next week. Thank you all for today. Thank you, everyone.
小小的红点滴，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了。因为有了你，生命变得更坚定，不忧忧无虑。因为有了你，日子不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。